Now tonight's starting lineups. First for the Lakers, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the middle out of Central Michigan University, the skilled and ambidextrous 7-footer, Chris Kaman. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Gasol at the 4. And then for the Dallas Mavericks, Calderon is out there with Ellis, and it's Samuel Dalembert manning the middle at the center position. Then there's Marion, and it's Nowitzki in at the 4 slot.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense. Certainly was not the year the Mavs expected or had in mind last season. After retooling and expecting a playoff appearance, they ended up out of the playoffs and looking for answers. That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter. He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Dalembert, no good on the free throw. And back to the Mavs, 24-17 at home, which is a solid record, but you have to be better than solid, I think, Steve, to get into the playoffs in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Kevin. And you think about the Mavs' shortcomings last year. I mean, Dirk being hurt early, so they didn't mesh well. And then when he did come back, there probably was too much ground to make up. So hopefully Dallas can have a full season of health for Dirk and the rest of the roster.
Now here's Nowitzki. Off target from outside. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
I asked about their game plan defensively, and he said, well, we all know it starts for them at the point guard position with Steve Nash and his combination of elite shooting and passing ability. We really have to stick to our principles and work as a team if we're going to have success against him. Guys, we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Doris. Dallas shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Now here's Kobe and the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul of the game. Second team. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Kaman kicks to Young, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Los Angeles on D. Pass to Nowitzki. Ellis outside. Dallas again missing. Lakers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter.
Well, Monte Ellis has never been short on confidence, and last year he went as far as comparing himself to Dwayne Wade, saying the only difference between them is that Wade has rings. That's a pretty big difference, though.
And here is Ellis after the three-pointer from Young. Ellis kicks to Calderon. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Calderon's got his first 3 points of the game.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Here's Kobe. Banked in off the glass. And you talk about the talent and confidence for Monte Ellis. Steve, what's the balance between confidence and like overconfidence?
Well, I think the balance is in your decision making, and that's the trickiest thing for really talented young players to figure out. It's just when to attack and when to back off a little bit. And that's all stuff that just comes with experience.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, I do too, and I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Here's Blake. He's guarded by Calderon. And Young kicks to Kobe. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Kobe's got 6.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots. Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive. But certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for L.A.
Here's Blake. Pass to Hill. Yes, and it's Blake picking up the assist. Hill's got his first 2 points.
Well, they had a pretty good grasp of the game plan coming into this one. That's been very apparent.
And anytime a team gets a double-digit lead in the first quarter, Steve, you could be headed for blowout city.
Well, you talk about the huge fan base for the Lakers, Clark. One of the marquee franchises, certainly in the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization, the people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package.
And right, here we go. And Hill with the block. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Jordan Farmar, who's checked in for Kobe. Open shot, Carter. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Carter's got his first 2 points of the night.
Perfect inbounds pass and an easy 2 points.
And stolen by Harris. 1:39 left here in the opening quarter. The drive by Ellis. Crowder kicks to Harris. Carter. Baseline jumper. The rebound by Gasol. Farmar dishes to Blake. Farmar passes it to Johnson. Kicks it to Farmar. Hill. No good with the layup. Carter against Johnson. Lets it go from 14. And it's Dallas with another. Lakers leading by 9. Farmar kicks to Hill. Knocks it loose. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. Harris guarded by Blake. Harris misses. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the first. The feed to Farmar. And it's blocked by Wright. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Steve Nash is checked in for the Lakers. White against Gasol. 4 on the clock. And Vince Carter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. .24 seconds left in the first. And it's White sending it back.
Well, you know, it doesn't seem like they've missed many shots here.
Back to Harris. Dishes it to Wright. Passes it to Crowder. Ellis kicks to Carter. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, he was an excellent foul shooter a season ago at about 82%.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
No good from the wing. Got it off in time. No good. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Lakers lead by 7. And we'll get things started. And now the second quarter just getting set to start.
Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
Johnson, the pass to Farmar. On the wing, Hill. Johnson outside. Pocket 6. Farmar dishes to Johnson. Here's Gasol, and it's White sending it back. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, the Lakers barely squeezed into the playoffs last season. Despite that, they had the largest luxury tax bill in the league, almost $30 million, more than double the next highest team in the Miami Heat. So, maybe one silver lining for them with Dwight Howard deciding to move to Houston? The team won't have to shoulder the even more punitive taxes that began this season. Kevin?
Good point, Doris. Thanks. And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Nash kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Hill. And the shot is good. Hill's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint. Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, one or two more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
And the Lakers making a change here. Ryan's checked in.
Anytime you see Vince Carter and you start thinking about how he was as the undisputed dunk king in years gone by, but as his spring and lift has been grounded, he's made up for it in other ways and has really improved as a defender.
Bryant. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And Steve, going back to Carter, he really took the league by storm back with Toronto. Still an NBA player with great quality.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything, Kevin. Not the explosive guy that he once was, but he's always been a skill player with his long-range shooting, his ball handling, good passer. That's why he's still hanging around and still making a contribution here in the NBA.
You know, there are a number of things that went wrong for the Lakers, and a lot of... Oh, get it! Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
Nash, the pass to Young. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. Young's got 10 points in the game.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Mavericks trailed by 10. Outside Carter, and that one's good. 11 points in the game.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Nash with it. Now guarded by Calderon. The open shot, Kobe. Again, Los Angeles.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Carter drives in. And the pass to Calderon. Another three for Dallas.
Well, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Lakers leading by 6. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Not the kind of pass you want to be making right there. He's lucky it wasn't stolen.
Dallas has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Carter kicks to Marion. Another three for Dallas.
Tell you what, until this defense gets out and defends the three-point line, it's going to be a parade.
Yeah, we've already seen 3 in a row from out there.
Kobe dishes to Hill. Guarded by Marion. Nash outside. Nick Young on the wing. The offensive rebound. And it's sent back by Nowitzki. On the wing, Marion. Defended by Nash. That ties it up. 14 points for Vince Carter.
What a confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Here's Nash. Goes up off the inbound, and the layup is up and in. Nash has got his third basket of the night right there.
Boy, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
And it's Carter penetrating. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
And watch how many times he initiates the pick and roll, Kevin, and how good he is at running it as the cutter. He's duped a lot of defenders with that play.
And something else everybody loves about him is his ability to do the sensational and spectacular. His dunks simply defy description at times. You know, the Mavs, like many teams, always aware of who the free agents are that might help them become better. And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
No doubt, Kevin, a stressful summer for Monte Ellis. He turned down an extension from the Milwaukee Bucks that would have amounted to $36 million over 3 years. When the offers didn't come fast and furious, he fired his agent. He ended up taking a deal with the Mavs for 3 years, $30 million. 5 of that in incentives. Guys, at least he's close to home. Dallas, a 6-hour drive from his hometown of Jackson, Mississippi.
Good point, Doris. Thanks. And for the Mavs, they know that in order for them to remain competitive and not go through a traditional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish, at the bottom for a few years, Steve, they're going to have to lure some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they would be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it. The last 2 years, they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
Mavericks on D. They trail by 1 and taken away by Ellis. Calderon passes to Marion. That falls. Nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
They've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
Another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Ellis with it. Guarded now by Nash. Calderon kicks to Ellis. Back to Calderon. Three-pointer. Rebound the Lakers. Oh, and here we go. Kobe's got another fast break chance. Here's Nash. And Ellis with the block.
And a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Yeah, they got to hurry. Step on the gas here.
Excellent D there from Hill.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Now Kobe. He's got 10. Some solid defense from D'Alembert.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. The Mavericks on top, leading by a point.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. We're happy to the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back, a nighttime view of glistening downtown Dallas, Texas. Look at Vince Carter in this game. I mean, he's been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters. Well, back when Monte Ellis entered the league with the Warriors, he showed promise as the rear guard who could shoot up near 50% from the floor, but he's seen his field goal and three-point percentages tumble for 3 years straight.
Here's Gasol. He feeds it to Kobe. Keenan sets a screen for Kobe. He got right to the cup using that screen. Kobe's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Lakers. Going back to Ellis, so quick and athletic, he's able to create his own shot pretty much at will.
Yeah, great touch around the rim. Really wants to go right. That's his preferred direction. If you let him get ahead of steam going to his right, he can really finish well, especially for a smaller guard at the rim.
Nash gets a screen from Bryant. Here's Young, and it's blocked by D'Alembert. Lets it go with a three. Chris Kaman pulls it in. The Lakers trail. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Nash against Calderon. Tipped away. Marion with the steal. Ellis goes in and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron. But from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
They get the rebound. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Kobe's got 14.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out, that's the results you get right there.
Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
Yeah, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and of course Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry.
Brandon Wright's checked in for the Mavericks. Came in a screen on Marion. Now here's Kaman. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
7 seconds.
Two minutes into the second half of play now. Shot's good by Kobe.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Back to Ellis. The dish to Nowitzki. Rebounded by the Lakers.
And they've been off target now on 3 of the first 4 shots they've taken in this second half.
And the foul on Monte Ellis. That's foul number 2 for him. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Nick Young. Kaman dishes to Nash. Lakers passing it around. The 3 from Johnson. And that's collected by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Well, last season was Dirk Nowitzki's 15th in the NBA and maybe his toughest. He underwent a knee scope right before the start of the season, missed about 2 months of action, and the Mavericks ended up missing the playoffs.
Gasol, defended by Nowitzki. It's Gasol missing. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Harris, good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Ellis has got 4 assists in the game. And speaking of Nowitzki, he expressed some concern about the direction of the Mavericks himself last year.
Yeah, after that championship season, they let go of some of their good players, you know, especially Tyson Chandler. But they were trying to free up cap space and lure a top free agent. They were left holding the bag, basically. But Nowitzki wants to retire a Mav, and hopefully they can provide a contender for him.
The open shot by Johnson, off the left rim and out.
Tell you what, he can be really frustrating as a shooter. All you can do is grimace because you just can't find the range.
Harris outside. Ellis kicks to Harris. Kobe with the steal. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Young outside. And it's Wright sending it back.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Here's Crowder. The putback. And Tallenbear with the slam. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
Well, I love that aggression. Forget about the tip. Just grab the thing and slam it home.
Well, what a way to get second chance points.
Man, don't take any risks. Just put that ball back in the hoop.
Farmar, no good.
Boy, he blew the easy two by profiling, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
And it's Harris off the drive. For three, Calderon. Good. And now it's an 8-point Dallas lead.
For a little while in the recent past, it seemed as though the Mavericks were becoming a slowdown team, but last year they got back to running and gunning and ended up being one of the best offensive teams in the league.
Monte Ellis, he's checked in for Devin Harris. .129 left to play in the third. Here's Farmar. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Farmar's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. As you said about the Mavs, 6th in the league in fast break points, and a lot of that was due to their passing, Steve.
Yeah, when you have Dirk and the other bigs that they have, they can get a break going in a hurry if you don't back up defensively. So it wasn't a surprise that they were up there in both fast break points and assists because of their fluid nature offensively.
Ellis goes in. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, just having their way down low.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Lakers. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin, closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Kobe with it, now guarded by Dallenberg. Back to Kobe. The three. Dallenberg grabs the board. Dallenberg's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Crowder, the pass to Calderon. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Calderon's got 6 here in this quarter.
Boy, his performance from long range has been incredible.
I know that was your shot, Steve, and today it's his too.
Kobe dishes to Farmar. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got his 5th rebound in this one. Ellis outside. Feeds to Calderon. Nowitzki. He's against Hill. Fade away. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Woo-hoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Mavericks leading by 11. Marion kicks to Nowitzki. Nice shot from the wing. Nowitzki's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Dallas.
Well, when you combine Dirk's height with his touch and his release, which is basically behind his head, he becomes impossible to defend. And unless he's just missing his jump shot that night, you're in for a long night.
Especially when you couple it with his knack for playing with his back to the basket when he wants to. Often Dirk will catch it on the low block, lean into a defender to create some space, and then the next thing you know, he's up in the air knocking down that jumper.
So it's the Lakers now. It's a 13-point game. Hill kicks to Johnson. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. Kamen. And Nowitzki with the block.
They're completely untracked here. Actually, they're off the track. I'm not seeing the usual flow and movement from the offense from this team. And that's not like them. That's out of character. They got to get back to their free-flowing offense.
Nash the pass to Kobe. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Kamen kicks to Young. And Nowitzki with the block. Calderon dishes to Marion. Back to Calderon. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Wright. The Lakers with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Kobe's checked in for Wesley Johnson. And the Lakers call time here.
You know, offensively last season, guys, the Lakers just never seemed to be able to get out of their own way. I mean, they had the worst turnover ratio in the league, and they really struggled to take care of the ball. And even when they got up a shot, a lot of them were questionable shots. They shot the third most threes in the league, but were in the bottom half of the league in percentage.
Vince Carter, who's checked in for Devin Harris. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike D'Antoni was discussing with his players. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, we don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug. Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Came in up top, and there's the call on Brandon Wright. That is his first foul of the game. And going back to the Lakers' offensive troubles last season, the worst free throw percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
And obviously that's attributed directly to Dwight Howard. I mean, because the Lakers also led the league in free throw attempts. So Howard was getting hacked. He really couldn't get it going. He made about half his free throws for the season. And that just really carried over into the team's performance.
Certainly not the performance that I thought we'd get out of them in this half. They haven't been very effective on offense, especially in their half-court game. I mean, when you're not able to get out and run, you've got to be solid in the half-court. What a game we've seen here for Marion. He's got 10 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
So he gets them both.
You know, well, the days of the Matrix putting up 22 and 12 with a couple of steals every night are long gone, but Shawn Marion is still a big factor for teams as he's such a solid defender with his reach and really causes problems in the passing lanes when he's out there active.
Mavericks leading by 13. Here's Wright, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kevin. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And at 35 years of age, Shawn Marion still an outstanding rebounder, top 5 among small forwards and rebound rate last season.
And inside, he's very dangerous. He's got a lot of little funky shots, little floaters and runners. He does have the ability to step out and make a three, particularly from the corner, but it's really in the paint where he does his damage.
Nowitzki kicks to Carter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. 19 points for Vince Carter.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
Here's Kobe. No luck. And it's Dallas the other way.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Carter with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Carter, the pass to Marion. Back to Carter. Lets it go from deep. Another three for Dallas.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
Here's Kobe. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
The fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Ballenberg comes in for Brandon Wright. And it's Ellison for Vince Carter. He kicks to Gasol. Young outside. Launches a three. And the shot is good.
The defense sagged off, and, you know, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
Here's Marion. Rejected by Young. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. .146 left in the fourth quarter. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And it's sent back by Calderon. Nowitzki outside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Ellis fires. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his third assist on the night. And Los Angeles with some changes. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Kaman. Hill comes in for Pau Gasol. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Nick Young. Hill dishes to Blake.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. And my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of fouls.
And the first one drops. And the Lakers with some changes. Chris Kaman's checked in for Robert Sacre. Gasol comes in for Jordan Hill. And Nick Young is subbed in for Wesley Johnson. Mavericks leading by 15. D'Alembert. Here's Marion. Young with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Kobe's got the ball. And the jam by Nick Young.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays, Clark, just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end.
And D'Alembert backing in. From the post. Kaman with the defensive effort. Offensive rebound. Out to Marion. Fires the three. Rebound the Lakers. Pass to Young. And taken away by Ellis. Here's Nowitzki. And so he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official. You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Kaman. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Nick Young.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And the basket good. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
For the three. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports.